Hello, precious people. I'm Jacqueline Parks. Welcome to my studio. Today I am going to attempt something that is probably foolish to do live. So just stay tuned. You're going to see some craziness, right? But I will have some awesome things to show you, some new tools that I found at Walmart, of all places, that are going to make my life easier with doing this project. And also, who knows, this may turn out to be a big flop, but just like I tell a lot of people who do stamping for the first time, there's two sides for every paper. So if I mess up on this side, I can flip it over, right? So, anyways, today we are going to be doing a large painting. Like one of the biggest ones that I've done. I've done some really big ones. I've done a 5 foot wide one. And I've done probably a 3.5 foot wide one. This one is pretty wide as well. Let me show you what we're doing. So this is actually on this table next to me, and it is laid out right here in a, just the whole thing is not showing on the table. So it's so big you can't even see how big it is. But what I want to do is show you basically, this will be zoomed in, and this is what I'm going to try to be painting larger. So this was my sketchbook I did a couple weeks ago that I showed y'all, and it was, it turned out really nice, and this is pretty large for me anyways. This is like 9 by 12, I think, and it's pretty big, but we need to go a lot bigger. So, and the dimensions of this paper, I believe, are, so inside, outside. So I have an inside dimensions for the matting and then the frame. So it needs to fit inside this, but then also whatever I paint needs to be inside the mat. So hopefully that makes sense. And if you use, these are in inches, American, I don't know if that's metric or what, but that's how I'm doing this, is in inches. And so now I'm going to show you guys, I don't know if I can zoom out on this one, but you know what? I have this other scene. Let me see if I can show you what it kind of looks like. So like in the bottom corner, you can kind of see me as I'm doing this whole thing. So I'm trying to figure out how to draw this without it being out of proportion. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So I'm trying to do real light because I do a lot of erasing now. When I took drawing classes in college, I was very much not into the whole pen. I was kind of like, okay, pen, you cannot erase, so I don't like pen, right? Now this is going to be kind of right here, and there's going to be some other kind of wall here, and then this is a doorway. I don't know if that's right. See how light this is, though? You probably can't even see. Well, maybe you can see a little bit. Anyways, let me know where you guys are joining me from, because this is really interesting for me to do kind of a live drawing. I'm not really into drawing live, but that's because I do a lot of erasing. And if you do a lot of erasing, you also have to do some repositioning of stuff. So I'm going to try and do this fairly, and this may not have as much sky, or I may have to do those a little closer together. I don't know, because I really want the focus to be on the flowers. So these are the flowers, and they're hanging down, and then there's going to be, you see what I'm still doing? I keep pulling this down. Now, the last time I made a painting, I had it all on some plywood, and it was fabulous. I don't know if that angle is right. I may need to do it more steep. All right, so what I want to also show you guys, which is kind of a cool thing. Let me see. I'll show you guys this way, maybe this way. Let me see. So right now I'm just kind of drawing this thing out, right? And so that angle is pretty good. I do have a ruler if I need it. I don't know if I'm going to use this ruler just yet, but what I wanted to show you really quick was this little doodad. It's an eraser vacuum. So like I'm going to show you with my white eraser what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to erase all this, right? Now normally I brush that off with my hand, but this thing I'm going to try. And look at that, y'all. That's beyond awesome. Can I just say how awesome that was? That was totally awesome. So this thing I got at Walmart. Okay, like literally, I don't even know how much it was. It's so cheap. It was in the school supplies. So really, really cool. It takes 2 AA batteries. It does say don't stick your finger in this hole while you're using it. So just be aware that can happen, you know. But it's really cool, and it sucks up all the little eraser shavings, and I don't have to keep brushing my hand across the paper, which could, you know, with my rings and everything or my nails, I could totally mess up the paper, and we don't want to do that. So let me see, I'll go back to this way, see if we can do some more drawing. So I kind of got that sky area. Let me see if I can do this part. Because this is really what's gonna make it stand out. And there's gonna be another one in there. But this is also the window, or no, maybe not a window. Maybe I should make that a little smaller. I don't know. I'm trying to make it a little different here. Oh, where's my little thing? So if you learn anything from this live video, it is basically that eraser thing. But and you know me, I like everything to be kind of a loose feel to it anyway, so I'm not going for a super hyper realism here. I'm going for a very soft, beautiful, base it on color, base it on more how it feels, I think. And this may take me more than one shot here. I may end up having to do more than one sitting for this, because it wears you out a little bit when you do these things. Like when you do a large painting, I've done it where, you know, I go for about an hour and then I have to leave it because it's like, it's a lot of work. So, and just kind of take my mind off of it and go somewhere else for a while and then come back. So that's kind of how it does it. But why is there 2? Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay, so now I'm going to focus on maybe this side. And I gotta erase some of this because I don't want all that pencil to show. And it's quiet, y'all. That's so quiet. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so that's good right there. Be careful, I have my water over there. I'm gonna spill my water. So this is gonna have some kind of a little plant. And then this is, slide that just a little bit. So these are gonna be some kind of tall grasses. And then this is gonna be, this is a post up here. And then this post is gonna go, this is kind of good. I can use this as guide. So that's good. Maybe right there. We don't need that book after all. I do need a bigger studio, y'all. This is driving me nuts a little bit. Where did I put that eraser? Where did my eraser go? There it is. Okay. And my little eraser. This is so awesome, y'all. This is awesome. Let's see. Now I'm gonna bring this back. You gotta be careful. Do not bend your paper, y'all. If you bend your paper too much or crease it, it's gonna have water flowing into it. That you should not do. So yeah, you don't want to do that. Let's see. So after I got that on there, I do need to put, I think, this little cat right here, because he's so cute and he's part of that whole thing. He's part of the ambiance of this place where people go and I'm gonna put that. Do you see what I'm doing? No, of course not. It's too hard to get this whole thing, but we move that just a little bit. Yeah, so this is where I'm gonna put the little cat. But I feel like this pot's way too big now, to be honest. If I put the cat right there, because like that and that are about the same. So maybe I need to make either the cat bigger or the pot smaller. Oh, maybe smaller. See, this is what's great about this, that you can actually get this all laid out before you even start. So now I gotta do my little pot, and I may end up doing the cat a little bit bigger, maybe, like that big. So then there you go, and then this is gonna be flower. And that's good, that's good. I like that. I like this. Could make those little spiky things. And so that's kind of going to a point, and that's going to a point back here, right? You still gotta have your perspective right. If you don't get that right, you're gonna have some messed up issues, right? So, let's see. I'm gonna look at this one. Ooh, I need my book. My book will hold it down. The armor of God. Y'all, I did pray. I need to pray again probably during the process of this. But I think this is gonna look so pretty. Oh yes. Oh yes, it's gonna look pretty. And I want it to be about these flowers. Okay, so the flowers are what I really want in this picture. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to pull this up underneath me. But if I had a whole wall, I think I could hang this on. Wouldn't that be really awesome, y'all? That'd be really awesome, I think. Alright, so that's kind of rolled up under. And the cool thing about these flowers is that they're not real difficult to draw. So they are actually really cool and easy, I think. To paint, I should say, not draw. Probably drawing them it's going to be harder. But I'm trying to do this same as my my sketch. That's why we do a sketch, so we can actually know. We can know how to do something and where things go. Okay, so I'm gonna have some purple ones right here, some green, some purple ones right here, and right here. I'm gonna have to erase this stuff. I have my eraser. And then I'm gonna have one hanging right here. And there are going to be words on this beam, so I'm going to have to make sure I have space for that. And this is going to be a little bit out. But the thing about this with the roof and everything, it's so interesting because it's going to have some blue sky up there. The window is going to be over here. I don't know if I can zoom out. Not with that thing. Can't zoom out with that thing. But that's okay. Yeah, when I was doing my daughter's painting that had the saying on it, the letter from God, I could have used that electric thing. That would have been awesome. I feel like this is too wide, but I just knew if I want to make it more narrow. Might want to bring that wall in. And then this. And then bring this wall in. So, if you've ever drawn before, you'll know that it's very important to get that perspective right. Let me erase some of that. And I think I'm just going to make this bottom part a little bit more narrow. I think that's the part that needs this. I like how it sets up all that stuff. Very nice. Love it. Love it so much. So let's see. We're gonna just finish doing this. And if I do have a reference photo that I may look at eventually, but the problem is it's on my phone, and right now I'm using my phone to kind of, I don't know, to do stuff with, to film. To film. I probably need to get a brand new phone and just use this phone as my filming phone, maybe. I don't know. Now this is starting to look a little bit better. I like it like this. It's got more of that corridor feel to it. And there's definitely more, ouch. I just got that beam right across. And this beam is the right size. So I got 1, 2, 3. And so I've got 1, 2. Might need to do one more right in here. 3. And then make this door just a little smaller. I think I made it too big. So alright, so now I'm going to make this just ever so slightly smaller. There we go. And just like when you do with multiple lines drawing, just erase it until you have the final one. So this is going to be my line. And that one's going to go to there. And see, this is definitely more like that. Or maybe no, maybe more like that angle. And then this is my window. And if we don't get this side, it's fine. I just want to make sure I have this part, and I really wanted to have the wisteria over here. I want them to be the highlight. So but y'all, a lot of times when I want to do a video for you, I think to myself, it's like, how many hours of editing is that going to take? And I really am not a big fan of editing. I like to just film and post, right? So that's my problem, because a lot of times I'm just very, very impatient with the editing. But who knows? I may end up editing this video for y'all. Who knows? Into like a short. It's like I'll either do shorts or I'll do lives, because long editing videos, it's really quite difficult, y'all. I wish I had that little, you know what though, we'll just like give him, he's got kind of like this more humpback. He's a very old cat. And if someone knows his name, I know he's got a name, I'm sure. And I think there's a story about him too, is where someone visiting actually took him home thinking he was a stray and that, you know, he needed a home. And really, he didn't need a home, did he? He has a home. He's kind of the mascot of this place. So there's my little cat for now, right? Ooh, look at all that extra little stuff. There we go. How are we doing on time? It's only been 25 minutes. We're doing great. Okay. So, I may even start painting this, which is kind of cool if I do it. Yes. All right, so now this part is going from this corner down. And see, it's not going to the bottom corner of this. I hope it's gonna be good, y'all. It needs to be good. It's gonna have a lot of foreground. And I have that frame that I bought for this. But see, this is such a large piece of paper. It's so huge. Let me see if I can look at the whole thing again. Oh, that's an idea. Can always put some scripture at the bottom if I have a lot of white space. So that's something. So this is looking. Do I like it? I feel like I like it. Maybe. Reese! So annoying. Just because the mailman drove by, I think. That's all that we saw just a second ago. Okay. And I think this is straight. I gotta stand up and look at this. Hold on. Yeah, it's looking pretty straight. Yeah. And I'm liking how this is looking. It's gonna be huge, y'all, huge. I don't know if I've got, I might have that looking pretty good. Okay, just go for it. What do you think? You wanna just go for it, people? It's ideas. Might be pretty good. Let me erase this a little bit. All right. And then this is going to definitely go. More at an angle there. Okay, so now I'm gonna just go straight down with these. And if you know where this is, you can put it in the chat. I know a lot of you people go here to eat. Oh, another bar right here. Another bar right here. All right, that's looking okay. I feel like I might have made too much on this side. And I feel like if I go to do it now, it's going to be too much erasing. You know what I'm saying? What is under there? Brush. No brushes under there. I think, I don't know if those lines are straight. I want them straight with paper. Of course, I may not have cut that paper straight, which is fine. If I didn't, then always mat it different. That's why we give ourselves some space on the edges. Okay. I think that's my good sketching as far as we can tell. This is going to be somewhat of a good sketch, right? Alright, get all of that off. I really want something heavier on this side. It's not too great. Here's some water. Out there. Alright, so now I think what I want to do is mix up some paint to do the sky. And you know how I always have, oops, I just spilled my salt. Y'all, I guess I could vacuum that up. With my little vacuum. So, this is my little blue palette. I like to put a bunch of blues in here. And I think these were my Mayberry blue, were they? I don't know, but here's some Payne's Gray. Do I want to put a Payne's Gray in there? Maybe, maybe not. I kind of want some of that cobalt blue. Cobalt blue. What on earth is this blue? Ultramarine Deep. Ultramarine Deep. Should we put some of that in there? That might be kind of cool. Alright, so this is cool because I'm going to show you guys real quick. I'm going to use this. And I'm going to flip the bottom of this up because I do not want to roll on it accidentally. So now it's rolled under there. Okay. So what I'm going to do first, since I just want to get that blue sky blue up there, put this over here so I can see what I'm doing. And I may end up going and standing over there because it's too much work to get over there. Alright. So this is just a house paintbrush to get some water on this area. Lots of water, because this is called watercolor, right? And we need lots of watercolor. So, and if I get into where the green is, that's okay, because green and blue will look fine together. I'm going to go right up to the edge, even though I'm going to map this smaller, it doesn't matter. if I really go to the edge, but I do want to make sure I have enough on here for that, for the whole sky. And our sky is going all the way to the building right there. And let's see, gotta make sure there's lots on here. Now I watch this guy, let me tell you, you know, I love Leron, but he hasn't done this like live or anything. He's done some videos on large paintings, but the guy I watched doing a really large watercolor, and he was fabulous, is, oh, what is his name? I think I forgot his name. Starts with an S. An S, y'all? Alright, let me see. I'd love to show y'all. And sometimes my camera is a pain. Yeah. When you do all this on your own, it's kind of hard. Now that's that deep ultramarine blue. Do I want that one? What's this one? What's this one? Sometimes I just do all my blues together. Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, I like that blue. And here someone is awake. That is looking blue for sure. Alright, I can move over here. I just want to get this to the edge. Why? Because I'm just trying to get things to the edge, that's all. And even though this is a very large painting, I'm going to treat it like I do any of my other paintings that I do. And I'm going to create layers of paint, okay? But right now, I'm getting this blue in there for the sky. And may end up doing another layer of blue. I don't know. We'll see. There we go. So that's kind of done. And I'm going to rinse in my little cup. Actually, everybody has one of these, don't they? These are really cool. I got this in my college years. So my 20s. That's how old that is. Super old. Anyways, so now I'm going to look at my sketch, and I just did the sky, and I know I did some white clouds in there. I don't know. I could just take that and hang it off the side, and all the blue will just absorb that way or flow that way. And move some of my paints out of the way, because you know I have like 3 or 4 cups of paint right here. I'm going to move my little thingy. Let's see. So now I'm just going to slide this. Just slide it off the end. Let's see what happens. I do need to get some more of this stuff up. But the thing about watercolor that you want to remember is that you do want to work in kind of a light to dark if you're doing large, I think. Because if you go really dark at first, it's going to be hard to get that up if you mess it up. So I don't want that to happen in this little scenario. Where's the lid? There's the lid. So I'm going to squeeze some of this yellow out because I think what I'm going to end up doing, I might mix up some of my own green. So just because I like to do that. It'll be kind of interesting. Alright, so you see what I'm doing here. I'm going to mix up some fairly large amount of this stuff, okay? Look at that beautiful green that I mixed with some yellow and blue. And look at how much I made. I made maybe too much. I don't know. But that's okay. We can always keep adding some water in there. But looking at this picture now, I'm going to see there's a lot of this darker green. I'm going to try and avoid that one spot. And I'm not going to pre-wet this part. I'm just going to go for it. A lot of times you can just go for some. You don't have to do the pre-wetting. And I'm going to go up to about right there. But look at how pretty that is with the blue in it. You can really see it kind of separating a little bit, I think. And then I'm going to go on this side as well. I need some more water. But yeah, if I had a larger studio, I could totally have a camera far out so you can see me from fairly far away. And now this is going into that blue, but it's also going to be going down to here. Always need water, lots and lots of water. You ain't watercoloring without water. I'm seeing that there are some little eraser thingies over here. I can get them all. I might just do something here. Okay, what else do I need on this thing? You guys, I almost spilled that whole water. Ooh, terrible. Terribles, terribles. All right, I'm gonna slide this down just a little bit. And I'm gonna add some yellow. Can you see what I'm doing? Adding some of this yellow makes it so it's like the highlights up here. And that makes it sun-kissed, you know. Some of your leaves are sun-kissed in the top. I think that's good. I may end up going higher with that. I don't know. But I'm going to have to get this a little higher too. Yeah. That's looking okay. So it's definitely a good start. I don't want to get too detailed yet with that because I want it to be kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but I need more palettes because when you're doing big, you should have a bunch of little cups is what you should have. So I'm gonna have this cup right here. I'm gonna put some purple. Purple, purple, purple. Actually, you know what? I might just do straight from this. If I can find a brush that's kind of big, but not too big. All right. So my purples, I got several purples here. So I'm gonna do my purple right in there. And purple in there. No, I don't need to go. With that. And then right here. And see, I'm just adding some purple here and there. It's okay if it's not perfect like my sketch. We're okay if it's not. And I'm getting some blooms at the top, but that's okay. I can always use a white. I could go in with some thicker green and do something with that. Maybe. And I think there might be some more over here. But as you can see, I'm just kind of getting some stuff in here. Just making it kind of look like wisteria. There we go. Put some of that darker purple in there. May end up doing some more of that green. I don't like this brush for that. Sometimes you do need a larger brush. This is kind of that one set I got off of Amazon. Let's see how it works. It's kind of like a little bit of a interesting little thing here. But I'm telling you, when there's an ugly stage, there's always an ugly stage. Always. So don't be hard on yourself if you're experiencing an ugly stage right now. Because that's kind of how we all deal with some of this. Is that there's always an ugly stage. It is kind of fun to do. Challenging yourself is always worth it. You learn so much from challenging yourself. I will be going back in with some other colors to create something a little bit more in depth. You know what I'm saying? And so definitely going to go in there and do some more. Of that. Like a lot in here is dark, so I'm just going to be building up in there. But right now I'm just going to leave that kind of like it is. It's looking okay, actually. I'm not too unhappy, to be honest. But now there is that really pretty turquoisey door that I kind of want to get in there. And I got a little bit on there. So see, this has like a white siding in the window. But this turquoise door is so pretty. I love that so much. So I may try and figure out if I want to do that next. Do I want to do that next? I wish I had a bigger table, y'all. I have one out in the other room, but it's got stuff on it. Stuff. But I'm glad I didn't have a catastrophe with that big old thing of water I had, because that would have been bad. And now I'm going to slide this right there. Can you see what I'm doing still? I think so. Anyways, you can see like the large thing. This is probably, I don't know, right there. You can see kind of two things there. What time is it? 10:52. Yeah, this is not gonna be done today, y'all. But I'm glad I'm starting it. You kind of helped me get started, because sometimes I take a long time to start something. I don't want to take a long time to start something. I want to just dive in with gusto. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I can rinse this out, and I use turquoise. See what happens. Whoa, look at that. I got the color just right, y'all. That doesn't happen the first time ever, does it? Like I said, lots of water, because we are using watercolor. And the cool thing about watercolor is you can refine. It's very forgiving. I think, it's crazy that people say watercolor is so hard, because it really is not. And I mean, I think it's the way you're taught. So for me, when I first tried it in my 20s, I had a teacher who was very I don't know if they were traditionalist artists. I don't know how they learned how to do these things, but oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Sorry. Let's see. There we go. So there's my door. Just got the color on there. See this thing? It's just like a pain. Oh, it's a pain. There we go. Is that better? Can kind of see a little better. All right, I'm gonna pull it closer to me. But see that door? Got that door. Got the perfect on the first try. The color. And I do just kind of want that just to kind of look like a window. So kind of do that real light. But what I wanted to tell you guys about watercolor, that the reason I hated it the first time was because the guy had me wet the whole paper, and that was just not how I like to paint. I don't want to wet the whole paper. I want to have more control. Maybe you're like that. Maybe you want more control. And oops, getting the bottom of my palette on there. So I don't know if I want to do. If you can see that. Look at how pretty it's just kind of bleeding. I like that. It's very soft, very flowy. And it just makes me happy. Because it's water. It's supposed to flow. It's supposed to do things. And if you don't like it, you can always erase it with more water and blot it out. But I kind of like that. I definitely feel like I need more cameras or more a larger setup here, but it's okay. We've got what we've got. And so far I'm doing really good. I think that part of my ink did slide up off the top, which you're like, well, what are we going to do with that? And we're going to cry. That's what we're going to do. Cry a river, right? No, we're not going to cry a river. We're going to erase that. There we go. And y'all didn't see, but I just had to erase that part because it got messed up. And it's definitely having a little bit of issues here. But that's okay, because I might end up doing something more like clouds in the sky, right? And when it dries, it may look really good or it may look really bad. We don't know yet. But I'm seeing the bottom of my painting is dripping off as well, which is probably not good. I don't know. But that's probably going to be it for today, y'all, because I'm going to have to wait for this to dry or it's just not going to look right. And I'm going to get too frustrated with it. But that's like the whole thing with this. It's like sometimes if you're trying to get a certain look, you're trying to get a certain look and it's not happening. But I'll see if I can lift this up anyways, and you can see kind of how big that painting is behind me. So yeah, trying to get it to look right. But it will kind of look like this, I think, in the end. I may actually have made this stuff, I don't know. I may have made this too big. I don't know. We'll see. But, challenging myself for sure on this one. But what I was going to tell you about watercolor, and it's really forgiving. I don't think it's that hard because I just had a drip of green go across the sky, and I just took a wet brush and erased. So a lot of times you might be like, oh, I made a mark that I don't want, right? And it's like, how do you get rid of that mark? Well, you just use water. And the thing about watercolor is that you don't have to wet the whole paper. I did wet the sky first and then painted the blue. But for the foliage, I didn't do that. And for the door, I didn't do that. And for the for this fountain, I hadn't done that. So you can do it in a lot of different ways. So I hope that this is helpful for you. I will try and figure out the name of that guy that I watched him paint this ocean scene with sky, and he was in his garage. So that's probably where I need to be, is in my garage, not this little studio behind me that's like a bedroom. It's probably smaller than a bedroom, actually. And I have too much stuff in here anyways, and I need more tables. Everybody needs more tables, bigger tables, larger tables. If I ever have my own studio, I'm going to make a table that is 10 foot by 10 foot. It's going to be like as big as the room. And then I can like put whatever I want on the table and paint. But yeah, in the other room I have another table set up with some plywood, but the plywood's only like 3 feet tall, so I don't know if it would work on this. I don't know. And I had it stapled, and I don't know if that's good either because then you can't lift things up. But I really like how this is turning out. I think it's going to look beautiful once it's done. And I'm very happy. Happy I got started on it anyway. So I think it's going to look good. And that's the thing is like you get this, thought in your head. You want to be like, okay, I want to paint a, um, I want to paint a waterfall. So that's something I want to probably do too. Paint a waterfall. And you want it to be a certain size. And when you go to paint, you need to look at the reference photo. Like I was doing this based off of this photo. So that's, this is a very loose abstractation, I guess, of what it's going to end up looking like. But I think that's kind of what I want. I want it to look real loose anyways. And I'm building up on it. So right now we're at the ugly stage. I may do an update or maybe I'll just work on it when I'm live. I don't know. Do you like a series on this one or do you want it to be next time I show you it's done? Because either way I could do that. But I may end up continue painting on it. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so I think that if you've tried watercolor before and you're frustrated, I think you need to try a different approach than what you're doing. So I have a friend who really likes more detail, and I think for her it's better to have thicker paint and less water, and then she has more control. But she's really grown as an artist, and her stuff is just beautiful, and I love it. So I hope that this has been helpful for anyone who's kind of nervous about starting. Just look at what I did. Like I did this live and this is only my third large painting that I've ever done. So I was taking a chance, just kind of showing you that maybe I can't do it perfect, but you know what? None of us do anything perfect. In fact, I was watching a video on these guys gator hunting because I wanted to show my friend Adela how to hunt gators because that's what my husband's going to be doing Thursday night. And we were scouting for gators. And it's really not that scary to go look for gators. I don't think I want to go catch a gator, but that's what people do. So I showed this video, and the video, it was like everything went wrong in that video. And basically, he uploaded it because I think it's important to show other people that, hey, this is what, not to do, but if you do it, this is how you can fix it. So I don't know if I wish I got it on screen when that big old line of green paint went across the sky. But you know what? I erased it and it was fine. In fact, we'll go back to it. See, it's starting to dry. And it may or may not look right. I may end up having to go over this again with some more blue. But that's okay because, it's going to look great. And look at how all that purple and green and blues are kind of melding together. Isn't that kind of pretty? I kind of like it. And that's what makes watercolor so unique is that the colors kind of bleed together and they mix and they make new colors. And it's all happening like instantly. And sometimes when you try to do that with acrylic, it's not as easy to do. And also with oil, I don't know. For me, when I try to do it with oil paints, it just makes mud for me. So I like watercolor. It's just great. I like it. But I hope y'all have a blessed day. Let me see if I have any scripture ready for you. Of course not. I have I have been posting some shorts. Have you seen my shorts? Go look at them. I'm doing the whole series of 55 verses from The Armor of God by Priscilla Schreier. She has, and this is on page 178 of her book. I can't turn this the right way when I'm looking up there. There we go. Everything's like backwards when I'm looking at it on the screen. So right here, my inheritance and identity in Christ. So that's what I'm focusing on with my short videos. And I'm going to do all 55 of these. So I'm only on like verse 3. So my next verse that I'll be doing today and posting later is going to be on, I think it's James 1:5. And she just kind of summarizes it in hers. She says, I have access to God's wisdom. Do you know what's so crazy? This is what's so crazy how God is, because he's awesome. He's so amazing how he just gives me like repetition. Like, here's the scripture from church and the memory verse actually for the kids. So teaching them James 1:5. And then here I just got that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's like double. So a lot of times that's how God does, right? He gives us multiple clues as to what he wants us to focus on. And right now, it's God's wisdom. And he does give us wisdom when we ask for it. And I think right now, more than ever, we need a lot of wisdom. As Christians, we need discernment and to know what's happening in this world. And I feel very strongly that if you see people around you and you see that they're believers, maybe you see a cross, or maybe they were talking about Jesus, do not be afraid to, go talk to them. Because as believers, we need to unite and be encouraging one another. And I want to tell you a story, and I wanted to do that. I don't know. I always get like 10,000 ideas, and I don't remember what the first one was. But one of my ideas was to tell you guys about this unique and amazing encounter I had with some fellow believers, sisters in Christ. And they were at the coffee shop, and I was there with my crafting group on Thursday like I always do. And after everybody had left, I was still packing up my supplies. And this one lady came up to me, and she had an accent. She was Korean, but she could speak English, and she was saying, do you know Jesus? And I said, yeah, I know Jesus. And so we started talking, and she had her friends who only spoke Korean with her, and they were doing a Bible study, I believe, and they had their Bibles that were in Korean, and it was so amazing to talk to these ladies, and they encouraged me and gave me some scripture from Psalms that was like, here's the message that is the new covenant for believers. And it was just so amazing to talk to them. And even though there was a language barrier, I think that the language of Jesus Christ and love was the main thing that shined in our conversation. And just the amount of love I felt from these ladies, and they even told me they loved me and I loved them, and I pray for them. And I just feel like this is what being the body of Christ is all about. It's about loving one another and being there for each other and encouraging one another. So I hope that this week you go out there, you look, you see, is there someone around me maybe who needs encouragement, who needs a hug, who needs just a little help? And I know that I've not always been that way in my life. I've been very self-absorbed all my life, very selfish. And just becoming a believer in Christ has helped change me in so many ways, that I've become less about myself and more about Jesus and more about others. So I hope that that helps you guys to go out there and just love on others, and also ask God for wisdom, because we don't want to be in a situation either that might not be good. So God will give you wisdom on that as well, and he'll give you opportunities to share the gospel with someone. So I hope that this has been very encouraging for you all, but I know that for me it has. And I love you guys. I pray for you guys, and I just hope you have a blessed day.